Hey, happy Friday. Who else is so ready for the weekend? I know I am. I have been exhausted the last couple days, and so I am ready to kind of relax, enjoy my family, but I want to share with you a breakthrough I had last week. And maybe you can relate. Maybe you are experiencing something similar and it might help you in your moving forward. So I've shared before that in 2019, October 2019, we had a neighbor that the FBI showed up at his house and big deal thing. He's now in jail. It was hard. It was hard on our family. It was hard on our neighborhood. It's still hard on our neighborhood. And it was a big feeling of deceit, a feeling of loss of trust, a feeling that I couldn't trust my own gut, that I couldn't trust my own intuition because I had no idea. I had no idea that this man was doing what he was doing, and it was super, it made me super uncomfortable in my judgment. And so I have then struggled since then to trust my own judgment, to go with my gut and to trust that too. But also it's affected me in ways that I hadn't realized until last week. So fast forward a little bit, we had the coronavirus hit the U.S., and that was about, February or March, where it started to become, end of February, beginning of March, where it became a big deal, where we started to feel like we knew a little bit more, but we still didn't know much, and just so many feelings went with that. So many feelings of concern, feelings of how do I protect my family? How do I protect myself? How do I protect those around me? What do I need to know? And there was just so much we didn't know. That led to fears. That led to concerns. And then we had my husband was in a wreck with my daughter. That was scary. The idea that I could have lost both of them in that experience and in that moment was hard. Then my husband was in the tower at the Salt Lake City airport when we had the earthquake, and they were so close to the epicenter. He truly said it was the worst 15 seconds of his life. They thought that the tower was going to break in half, and it was an awful experience. So he had two really close experiences where he emotionally reacted in ways that I wasn't expecting, because he's not one to emotionally react. And then a couple of personal life things. I had a brother not speak to me for a couple months. I had a situation with a family member, another family member, where that person didn't speak to me for a couple months. Normally, when we've had extended family issues, it's been with a certain person, and so it was very hard to have it be with different people and didn't know quite how to navigate that. I feel like I figured it out with the other situation, Well, that's another story, but those were hard things. And so because I was getting hurt again and again and again, my body, my brain was now telling me to not trust. My brain was trying to protect me. And so I actually stepped away from a few friendships because of, I didn't believe that they were truly genuine or that they truly cared about me. I felt like there were other reasons that they were my friends. And now that I look back on it, I believe they were genuine and they were real friends. But my brain was so busy trying to convince me that wasn't true, because it was protecting me from potential hurt or harm. And that is something our brains do. Your brain is constantly trying to convince you or prove one thing or another. And so we have to be very aware of what it is it's trying to prove. And is that logical, reasonable? Is that true? Is it based on fact, or is it based on emotion? We need to process all that. So then more recently, I did have a situation with the one I thought I'd figured out, which then led to a lot of hurt and feelings of rejection by both those people and my own husband. And that was hard. That was really hard. And I'm still very upset about it and frustrated and still kind of trying to figure out, hi Natalie, what I can do to resolve that, because I don't know that I can. I don't know that anything is worth it. So anyways, I am the kind of person that tries to figure these things out. Why do I feel the way I feel? Why is this bothering me more than I feel like it usually would? What is going on inside my brain and inside my head? So I went to my mastermind last week, and this gal, Ashleigh Di Lello, I posted about her yesterday. Please, if you are struggling, if you feel stuck, if you have things going on in your life where you don't feel like you're able to move forward, reach out to her. I put her website in that post. She's amazing. So as she was talking and sharing her story, I had this epiphany, this huge, monstrous breakthrough of realizing that event back in October of 2019, that event of not being able to trust and feeling like I can't trust my own judgment, has trickled into other aspects of my life. It has made it so that I am having a hard time trusting what people's intentions are with their friendships, whether there are genuine friendships, whether they're not. I have struggled, and so my brain has been trying to prove to me that certain people aren't worth having in my life, or certain people don't really care about me, or certain people are a threat. It's that fight or flight. And so as I realized that in that moment, I was able to see how that has truly affected me this past year. How there's friendships I've pushed away that I wouldn't have otherwise. It was a very big eye-opening moment where I came to understand how our brain works, how my brain works, because I love how Ashleigh says that's universal. Like, our brain, what it's capable of, the functionality of the brain is all the same. And it's phenomenal to think about that. Often we let those things hold us back. And now that I know this, now that I recognize this, I can move on and move forward. I can recognize that, give myself that human grace, that I'm human. And so yes, there are going to be times of hurt. Yes, there are going to be times where I may be disappointed or lose trust in others. There are going to be times where I maybe do need to step back or pull back. There are also times that I need to step up and speak up for myself, for those I care about, specifically my kids. I will always be in their corner. But we need to give ourselves that grace that things do happen and that they are out of our control, and you control the controllables, right? So these are things, these events that happened to me this last year were, things that were out of my control. And right now, what can I do right now to acknowledge and recognize, and then go from there and move forward and be better and do better? And so I am choosing to be intentional in my friendships, and I am choosing to believe that those friendships are genuine until I'm shown otherwise. But then there's the trick, you guys. Once someone shows you who they really are, don't question that. And so those are where boundaries come in, and that's a whole nother life. That's a whole nother thing. But I am so very grateful for personal breakthroughs. I'm grateful for coming to understand what it is that is going on in my mind, my heart, and my body, because they all work together. They all play a role. And the panic or fear that we fear, often there's something up here going on that we need to figure out why. And so, like I said, if you have something like that, check out Ashleigh's. It's called Bioemotional Healing. It's ashleighdilello.com. I will post the link again in my. She deals with chronic pain. She deals with food disorders. She deals with any self-belief issues. She's amazing. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a fantastic day, and I hope to see and hear from you guys soon. Bye-bye.